What is up, fish homies? A lot of people have been asking if I can do videos explaining different pieces of tackle because we live in the United States and obviously most of the stuff comes from Europe. So if you're just getting into carp fishing or if you've been doing it for a while, even some of this stuff can be pretty damn confusing. These videos are kind of hard for me to film because I'm like pretty active, so just sitting down and filming is hard, and plus it's like weird to get a camera angle and everything, so bear with me. I'm gonna practice doing these videos, and I guess I figured I'd start with what got me most confused in the beginning, and that is the different setups of the weights. And so we'll kind of go over like lead clips and that weight system, and then inline leads and that weight system. And hopefully by the end of this video, you guys will understand what's going on. All right, so first of all, let me just show you what we're talking about here. This is your classic inline lead, and this is either 4 or 4.5 ounces right there. And so basically that just means the main line will go through the lead, so it's inline. And then this is a regular lead, but you can see here it has a swivel on it. I don't think most weights from, and also they call them leads in Europe, and over here we call them weights. So that's, if I say lead, I'm just talking about weight. So most weights or leads in America don't really have that swivel, and that kind of just gives it freedom to spin around, and I believe it makes it so there's just less tangleability or whatnot. And then we also have a lead clip here. This is a hybrid lead clip where the swivel is implanted into the clip. I also have some that aren't like that, and I'll show you those. But if you're just beginning, check out the Corda hybrid lead clips. They're pretty good, and that is what got me started. So I guess we'll start with the inline lead or inline weights, because that's a little bit easier for me to explain. Basically, so say this is your main line here. I'm using like a greenish color one, and I'm doing it on computer paper, so hopefully you guys can see it pretty well. First thing you're gonna wanna do, and honestly, some of these I do get a little confused because this one has like a little rubber piece on it already, and that's pretty much like a tail rubber. So I'm not sure if you're supposed to put tail rubbers on these ones or not, but some of them will have a heart, so you can see it's like kind of bendy and stuff. But some of these inline leads or weights will have a more rigid, like hard plastic tube, and that is where you'll put the tail rubber on, and there's your classic tail rubbers there. So this all just helps prevent tangles. So I'm gonna put a tail rubber on, but I'm not sure if you necessarily need it for this one, but just for all intensive purposes, or however you say it, we will go with that. So first thing when you're using inline lead that you want to do is get yourself a little tail rubber, and that's just basically a little plastic or rubber piece that helps your line from not getting tangled around the weight and the rig and everything. Keeps everything all nice and straight and orderly. So pretend this is your main line to your fishing pole. We're going to put the line through the tail rubber, pull that down a little bit. Then we're gonna put the line through the weight. Boom. So there we go. And we're going to want to put the tail rubber onto the lead clip. Boom, boom. And that's how you get started with that. Next up, you're gonna want your rig. And another thing that helps you keep everything straight is this anti-tangle sleeve. You can see one is on here already. I'll pull it down off the quick change swivel. So there's a lot of terms that you guys might not have heard before, but I'll basically try my best to explain what is going on here. So here's an anti-tangle sleeve not on the rig already, but I already have a rig tied up with an anti-tangle sleeve on it. So that is what they look like off of the rig, and here the rig is already tied up with one on it. So this is a quick change swivel. Alright, so that is a quick change swivel. You can see here one side is open, and that is the part that is going to connect your rig to your line basically. So with all my rigs, I basically tie a fat loop at the end. You can see here, there's a nice little loop for you. So you're going to want to tie your swivel to your main line next up. You can use any knot you're comfortable with. I use the, I don't even know what it's called, but I use the fisherman's knot when I'm using mono. When I'm using braid, I use the Palomar knot. This isn't a knot video, so if you guys want to learn that, you can go ahead and look that up. But basically, we're gonna tie our swivel to our main line, and that's after we have the weight and the tail rubber already connected. So we go do that, boom, boom. I'm just gonna tie a sloppy knot here because I'm gonna undo it anyways. So the next step to do is pull your swivel up to your weight. So there we go. You can see there, the swivel is right there at the edge. And what you're gonna wanna do is pull that swivel up into your weight. Boom, boom. And this swivel barrel might be a little bit too big. You can usually get ones that are smaller and they'll fit all the way up inside of the weight. But there you can see there pretty much how it looks. And next thing you're gonna wanna do is get your rig, put that loop into the open part of the swivel. I don't know how easy it is for you guys to see this, but boom, now we're connected. So the quick change swivel just basically allows you to change your rigs pretty fast and easy. Keeps going out of focus here, let's see. So yeah, you can see that, boom. If your hook gets messed up or anything, you can just pop that off and bing, bang, boom, you get a new rig coming. So then your anti-tangle sleeve is what's gonna cover the open end of the swivel here. And I like to pull them all the way up to the barrel. So now you can see kind of, that's how it keeps everything from tangling. We have a straight, nice, rigid piece right here. Well, it does bend because this is rubber, but when it lands in the water, that's gonna help kick your rig away. So that is your inline setup right there. Like I said, this one you don't need the tail rubber, but sometimes there's hard plastic right here, and that's where that tail rubber comes in handy, and you're just gonna slide it on, boom. And so there we have the inline setup. We have our tail rubber, our weight, our anti-tangle sleeve to the rig. And another little tip I have is I really only use 4-ounce weights or more. It definitely, I've noticed it increases the hooking potential. I started off with 1-ounce weights and just kept going up from there, and this is where I landed, 4 ounces. Sometimes I use 3, but if I have 4, I really like to use that. And there's also different things called helicopter rigs and whatnot, but I really don't use those. I don't think they're necessary. This little weight system will be perfect for a beginner, and it's really easy to understand. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you're fishing in silt or really weedy areas and you're worried that your heavy weight is gonna pull down your rig into the weeds, you can just make a lot longer of a leader, maybe like 2 feet or something, depending how deep the silt is or whatnot. But this big weight is gonna help the hook turn over in the fish's mouth and dig it deep into their lip. So there we go, your inline lead. One more time, tail rubber, we got our weight, we got our anti-tangle sleeve, we got our rig. Boom, boom. If you have any questions about that, comment down below and I will happily answer. But I think that describes the inline weight system pretty well. So we're going to cut that off there, and we're going to start with the lead clip system. Alright, so now I'm going to show you the lead clip system. I'll show you how it works, and then I will tie it up for you so you can get a better idea. I just noticed that the lighting in here sucks. It keeps getting shadows on everything. But like I said, this is going to be the first video of this, so bear with me. I'm going to get better at filming these rig videos and whatnot. But anyways, let me pull up my sleeves. So here is your lead clip. As you can see, there's a little clip part right here. Let me see if I can pop that open. So it opens up right here. Oh man, this is a nightmare. So it opens up just like that, and that's where your weight is gonna go. So you're gonna slide your weight on there. Boom. Now you can see the weight is hanging on to that clip, and then this is where the tail rubbers really come in handy. Your tail rubber is gonna slide over that, and that is what's gonna keep your weight secure. Now you can see the weight cannot come off the clip unless it gets stuck in rocks or something and it gets pulled really hard. Then this rubber piece will come off and your weight will be free. Boom. And then that's gonna be your main line on here, and then your rig over here. So you're basically gonna be fighting the fish on a free line, and it doesn't really need to be snagged or anything. Even if you leave this on super light, it's kind of beneficial if you have the extra weights, because the weight will come off when the fish picks it up, and then there's no weight swinging around by the fish's mouth, potentially unhooking your fish. And I also noticed the fish swim more to the top of the water when there's no weight pulling them down. So you have a less chance of getting snagged when you drop the weights. I don't really drop the weights that much because it's kind of expensive and kind of just a pain in the butt. But yeah, so let's get this tied up and show you how it works. So here we go. Here's our main line again. We're gonna start off the same way and put our tail rubber onto the main line, the pointy end pointing towards your fishing pole. Then we're going to tie up the lead clip, and that goes like this. I'm going to tie the regular fisherman's knot. Like I said, you can look up how to do it, or whatever knot you're comfortable with you can use, and that will be golden. And now you can see we have our lead clip tied to our main line. And like I said, this is a hybrid lead clip where the swivel is implanted into the clip. It cannot come out, but there's other ones that I'll show you in a second where it's a little bit different. But if you're just getting started, I suggest you get these Corda hybrid lead clips. They have them on big carp tackle and pretty much all fishing, carp fishing websites. So now that you have it tied on, you're gonna wanna slide down your tail rubber and put on, well, first you're gonna wanna put on your weight, I guess. So here we go, let's get that on there. Boom, boom. You can see that's on there, nice and good. So the farther you push this down, the harder it's gonna be for the weight to come off. So you can see here, if I barely put it on, I can pull the weight off quite easily. And if I put it on now and then push this on a lot tighter, boom, boom, then the weight is gonna be harder to get off. So if you don't wanna lose the lead every time, just push this down as hard as you can and you will be solid. So on the other end of the lead clip here, we have a little swivel, and that's either gonna be a swivel that's not stuck in there, or in this case, the swivel is stuck inside the clip. So, and also you can get these hybrid lead clips with the quick change swivel. You can see here, there's just a little, it's just a normal swivel. So what I'm going to do is put my rig on now. All right, so like I was saying before, I usually put big loops on the end of my rig, and this is another reason why I do it, because if you don't have the quick change swivel, you can just put your loop through there, and then you pull your rig through that loop, and it's basically, I think it's called a loop to loop knot, but you're just doing a loop to swivel. So you pull your rig through the loop. It's kind of a little difficult because I already have bait and everything on here, but I just pulled out an old rig so I can show you guys. And basically put this through, and boom, we are connected there. And now what you're going to do is take that anti-tangle sleeve we talked about earlier and pull that over the swivel eye. And boom, you can see there, now we have a perfect setup rig, and you can see this is gonna help it from tangling, and this is gonna help it from tangling. So when it lands, this is gonna keep the main line away, and then your anti-tangle sleeve is going to help push away your bait and your rig from the weight so it doesn't get tangled. So that is the setup there. I hope that's pretty easy for you guys to understand. So we basically have our main line that's tied to the lead clip with our tail rubber over it. We have our 3.5 ounce weight that has a swivel on it that's onto the clip. And then we have the swivel with our rig connected to it, and over that is the anti-tangle sleeve, and that basically just keeps it tangle free. So that is a lead clip system and inline lead system all set up. Hopefully that's easy for you guys to understand. It was a little confusing, or it was a lot confusing for me at first, and there was no videos like this fully explaining what is going down. So if you have any questions, comment down below or hit me up on Instagram, FishfinderCA. I'll put that on the screen, and I'm always happy to answer any questions to help you guys get fishing. So let me just show you the last little type of lead clip there is, and hopefully from there you guys will know exactly what's going on. Alright, so here's another kind of lead clip. This is your more basic style. As you can see here, there's no swivel in it already. It's just the clip itself. And how this one works is basically the same. You're gonna start off with your tail rubber on the main line right here. And from there, you're going to put the main line through the clip. Alright, so we kind of lost focus here. So we got the tail rubber on the main line already. Then we're going to put the lead clip on the main line after the tail rubber. If I can do this here, my vision is not the best. There we go. So we have the lead clip and the tail rubber on so far. Next thing you're going to want to do is tie on your swivel. Like I said, I'm just going to do a quick little knot here. So now that we got the swivel on, what you do is you pull the swivel into your lead clip. And some of them have these little holes on the side, and that is basically so you can put a little piece that comes with them through the hole, and that will help you keep your lead on there. I don't know if you can see that. I'm probably not even going to explain that. But basically, since the swivel is just in there, this can come off too. But there's little pins that come with them that will help keep that secure in there. So next thing we're going to do is put on our weight just like the other one. So this is basically the same thing, and we're going to slide our tail rubber down here, and we're going to put that onto the clip. Boom, boom. So it's the same thing except the swivel can pop out, as you can see. So boom, pull the swivel in there, and that is the only difference we have. So that is your lead clip system. I hope that's easy for you guys to understand. I really like using this system. I just lose a lot of weights, and I've been using the inline lead, as you've seen in the previous videos, just because you don't really lose that many weights doing that, and I don't fish too many places that have a lot of snags. But when there is a lot of snags, I do like to use these because, like I was showing earlier, if the weight does get stuck in a snag, it can just boom, pop right off, come free, and then you're fighting the fish on basically just a main line. And like I said, they come to the top more frequently, and it's easier to fight them when there's no weight banging around all over the place. So that is your inline system and your lead clip system. I hope you guys understand that. And like I said, if you have any questions, comment down below. Alright, before I get off here, I just want to show you guys with the rig on there. I realized I didn't put the rig on there, and I don't want anybody getting confused. So we're going to go ahead, put our weight on the lead clip. We're going to slide our tail rubber down and over. And then see our quick change swivel right here at the end. That is where our rig is going to go. So this is for the lead clip that the swivel is not implanted into the clip. This is your more normal type of lead clip. The first one was the hybrid lead clip. this is your normal one. So we got our rig on there. We're gonna go ahead and pull down this anti-tangle sleeve over the quick change swivel, and that is your system setup right there. So this is the normal kind of lead clip. Let me run through it one more time. We have our main line that's going through the clip, and this is our tail rubber that's pushed over the clip so the weight cannot come off. Here's our weight connected to it right there, obviously. And then we have our anti-tangle sleeve that covers the other side of the swivel so it's nice and tangle free. And then obviously this is our rig here. So this is the presentation it will be at the bottom of the lake or wherever you are fishing. Mainline, lead clip, weight, rig. Boom. Like I said, any questions, ask down below, hit me up on Instagram, and I will be happy to answer. So there you have it, folks. That is your weight setups. There's a few other ones or a couple other ways to have your weight set up on your pole, but I like to stick with those two. There's really no other reason to use any of these other setups. Like for instance, the helicopter rig, you might see that where the weight is at the end of the line and your rig is above the weight. That isn't the best rig. It looks cool, and I know a lot of people that use it and catch fish, but I feel like you do miss a lot of bites like that, and there's a lot of big time carpers that say the same thing. So when you're first starting, just try to stick with either the lead clip or the inline system. I suggest you start with the inline system and then try a lead clip, but you can basically do it however you want. I started with a lead clip and then fell in love with the inline system, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, if you have any questions, like I said, comment down below. Let me know if you like these kind of videos. A lot of people are asking why I don't have more subscribers. They're like, oh, your channel should be way bigger and this and that. It's because nobody likes the videos and nobody comments and nobody shares. So if you really do appreciate these videos, please comment and like and share. I feel weird saying that and stuff, but I want carp fishing to get big in the United States, and I want people to understand how to do it so they're not all frustrated and everything. So yeah, if you have any questions, comment down below. Give me a like, give me a share, whatever you want to do. But yeah, I hope you like this video, and peace out for now, fish homies.